Despite being this late in the tutorial series, the aircraft cabin cleaning service is actually one of the easiest services you can set up, and therefore it's one of the easiest things you can make money from. Like all such things, you start with the research, assign your admins, and once that's done, of course, you build the depot and buy the vehicles. The depot, of course, is under the aircraft services or aircraft infrastructure section, the same as just about everything else we've deployed, and it cannot be placed underneath a terminal building or other such structure, which can make it a bit difficult to fit into your airport if you've left it this late in the game, like I have, because one of the things to be aware of is that it has exits on both ends of the building, with, I would have thought, the expectation that it functions like catering, where you have public access on one side and service road on the other, but in actual fact, the waste depot does not need public access at all. If I zoom in here, you can see the spanner at the bottom there to indicate that it is in fact for service road, and the same at the top exit. So where I'm going to place that in this rather compact airport is a bit of a question. I don't really want it to be all of the way out here or over here, because quite simply put, it's a long journey and it can't be built underground. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to make a compromise for this airport, but when you're building yours, hopefully you've got a bit of space somewhere a bit more central. On the upside, because the waste depot doesn't function the same way that the catering depot does, you don't need to worry quite so much about how closely it's placed to your aircraft stands. Unlike the catering service, your waste disposal trucks aren't going to be going here every time they service a plane. They will only go here when they're full. As you would no doubt expect by now, purchasing aircraft cabin cleaning trucks is done through the vehicles purchasing section and is just as straightforward as all the other times you purchase them. Of course, the depot has to have been constructed first. Unfortunately, aircraft cabin cleaning trucks cannot be assigned to plane stands, so you will need parking lots for them or vehicle depots. As I was saying about not needing to worry about where the waste disposal depot is placed, you don't need to worry too much about where the vehicles are assigned, because quite simply put, they won't be having to drive around as much. Once you're satisfied that everything is built correctly and you've assigned all your vehicles to their respective depots, all you need to do is switch on the cabin cleaning service and keep an eye on things to make sure it's not causing any problems for your aircraft. Bear in mind that the first few planes you have to deal with won't actually be getting that service because they already landed before it was switched on. One thing to be aware of is that catering trucks and waste disposal trucks look very similar. This one is a cabin cleaning truck, this one is a catering truck. The only visible difference I can see right now is that symbol there, which is the symbol of the service for the catering trucks. I mean service as in the contract, so this symbol here somewhere. Sky Garden. There is no contract for cabin cleaning, it's just automatically assumed that you have a contract with the city or town or whatever. In essence, what happens is, well, we'll watch one here. This one is filling up with bags, but you'll see it's only 31% full. That plane has been taken care of. It doesn't need an entire truck to handle even a large plane. Once the truck is full, or at least close to full, it will dispose of those trash bags at the depot. When the depot itself becomes full, you can see it's gone just over 1,000 here, or about to hit 1,000 here. When the depot itself is full, you can see here that this one's about half full right now. A much larger waste disposal truck will come in, park there, collect all the bags that it can, and then drive out of your airport to take them to wherever the city deals with such things. I don't think there's any magic formula for when to call the external garbage truck collection service. It really depends on how quickly your waste depot is being filled up. If it's filled up so quickly that your trucks are stuck here trying to offload, you could be in a bit of a problem. Given the location of this building in this particular airport, I'm going to start my testing at 85% so that there's still some room and the truck can come in, drive all the way through our rather complicated road network, get here, load all the bags, and then leave again without you running out of capacity. And here we can see the exact problem. Depot is awaiting incoming pickup. We've got maxed out, so all four of these trucks, sorry, miscounted, all three of these trucks cannot do their job right now. They can't offload their bags, they're being held up by these trucks. So actually in this instance, I think perhaps 85% is not a good number. Let's drop that down to 70. While it may not look like it, 70% does seem to be handling the waste storage fairly well. So, as with all such things, keep an eye on your airport, see how well it's running, and adjust these values accordingly. If you need to drop it to 50% or even lower, perhaps you need 2 of these. That will depend on the size of your airport, what size airplanes you have, and so on and so forth. So you always have to keep an eye on these things. You can't just assume that there's some magic formula that will handle any airport no matter what. And with that, I think that's really all you need to know about this service. It is very straightforward. Like I said, do the research, build the depot, buy the trucks, switch it on. That's all there is to it. There's no contract, and there's no real difficulty with balancing the incoming and outgoing. Bye-bye.